The third PNF stretching exercise is going to be for the shoulder flexors. For the shoulder flexors, there's a couple of different options that we have available to us. Number one, we could just go ahead and we could use these strength bands the same way that we did with the previous two stretches. The other option is we could also get a dowel rod involved. If you do happen to have a dowel rod, this is going to be great. What we can do is just take the dowel rod, fish it through the strength bands, and then from here, what we would do is with a supinated grip, we're going to go ahead and grab the dowel rod behind our back. The reason we're using a supinated grip is because the pectoralis major, anterior deltoid are responsible for medial shoulder rotation. So by going into lateral shoulder rotation with a supinated grip, we can get more of a stretch on the anterior fascia of the shoulder complex. So what we're going to do is take that band, bring the arms by our sides. We're going to round those shoulders backward. So we want to go into lateral shoulder rotation. We want to go into scapular retraction and depression. And then from here, we're just going to walk forward. Once we are in this position, we are then going to go ahead and go into shoulder flexion. So we're going to inhale and push the arms down toward the butt. So we're going into shoulder flexion right now. After 6 seconds has passed, we're going to exhale and relax and sink deeper into the stretch. If we want to get even more shoulder extension and deeper into the stretch, what we can do is thrust the hips forward. By thrusting the hips forward, we're going to be able to get even more into shoulder extension. And then we're going to go ahead and contract again. So the second PNF, inhale, bring those hands toward the butt. We really want to focus on squeezing together as much as possible. So aside from shoulder flexion, exhale, relax, walk forward. We also want to make sure that we are going to lateral shoulder rotation, scapular retraction, and scapular depression. We have one final PNF left. On the final PNF, again, we're going to contract and hold for 6 seconds. Inhale. And then after 6 seconds, we're going to exhale and relax. We're going to go and again, if you want to get deeper into shoulder extension, thrust those hips forward. That way we can get maximum shoulder extension. And on the final stretch, we are always going to hold it a little bit longer. So on this final one, we're going to hold it for 20 seconds. And the reason that we are holding it a little bit longer is to solidify the space that we just created and make the effect a little bit longer lasting so we could avoid a rebound effect. And then once 20 seconds has passed, we can go ahead and come out of the stretch and everything feels amazing right now. Biceps feel nice and loose, anterior deltoid, chest feels nice and loose. When we are focusing on these shoulder flexors, the main muscles that we are going to be stretching in this position, we are mainly targeting the clavicular attachment of the pectoralis major, the anterior deltoid, the long head of the biceps brachii. Remember, the long head of the biceps brachii, it not only crosses the elbow anteriorly, but also the shoulder post anteriorly, which means it's going to be responsible for not only elbow flexion and forearm supination, but also shoulder flexion. Another muscle that we will be getting a nice, decent stretch on is going to be on the Coracobrachialis. But those are going to be the main muscles that we're going to be targeting for this stretch. That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.